Hello, Titan Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Millennium 2.2 for the Amiga. We're still going nostalgia mode with me, BlueAnkylo, and the live chat helping me out. Today, we are going to start our next colony. The Leda colony was a great idea, and it's still producing some uranium slowly, but boy has it been difficult getting it going. The next colony will be better prepared, because this time we've got an actual Carrack with lots of stuff on it right away. No more messing around with power stations. No more messing around with not having lasers and fighters ready to go. This base is going to be pimped out. What base will it be? Well, I looked through the database and I thought about it. I made a little list on a piece of paper. And the best I could see is probably Titan. Because what I really want is silver and uranium. I need lots of uranium, clearly, and we have 0 silver, so that gets me a new resource, and another resource we need more of, and it gets us some platinum, which is, we don't really have a source of platinum besides the asteroids, and we don't have a ton of nitrogen either, like nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, like I don't know how much we'll get, of course, but nitrogen, well, oxygen's not bad. But nitrogen and hydrogen, we don't get very much back on our moon base. So trying to get some more income for our low supplies. We still want somewhere that produces copper, but for now we've got a decent amount of copper. I think as long as you spam a bunch of harvesters, the stuff you can get from asteroids won't be bad. Like, we don't need sulfur, copper, or platinum because the asteroids give us so much. So that's what's been carrying us on those. So, let's build another colony ship bound for Titan. This will also be our first mutant colony. We will have nitroids. And I would like to see all of the various mutants at some point. Although I prefer everyone to be human. We'll see what the mutants can do. So, that's that. And other than that, there's nothing else to remember. Our bases have a decent supply of lasers, although we always need more. If we get some more uranium, I might put this on hold just to build more lasers, of course. Leda's got 3, so that's not bad. The Wisp is mining away. Peon has another asteroid. Yeah, good. Maybe, well, I did just spend a ton of resources. I was going to say, maybe I don't need all these miners anymore, but we just used a lot of aluminum, and, you know, we'll want to build another colony ship at some point, so we're below the colony ship threshold, and probably the next big ship will be a Carrack anyway. So, we need a lot of resources. Like, I don't want to have just one Carrack. So let's build a couple of these, and that'll probably help deliver the further, you know, the big bulk of materials that we want to transport around, theoretically. Gonzales has returned to the moon, probably with uranium. Wrong button. 37 uranium, not bad. That's a lot more lasers. I'm not going to build the lasers until we get attacked. If we get attacked, 2 lasers should repulse them, in theory, and we can build 4 more after that if we need to. But I would like to get this ship out if I can. How damn, you still playing? I always stream for more than a few hours, right? That's pretty standard Ankylo stuff. I'm still enjoying it. We had a bit of a bad stretch, but I think we're beyond the bad stretch. And I love colonizing and building up my bases, so that's what I'm excited about here. Plus, this is a game I've never beaten before, that I played a lot as a young child, and I would love to see the end of it. And I don't think it's meant to be like a 40-hour game. This is just what Xenonauts turned into anyway. You know, eventually Xenonauts made it to 2200, the Millennium 2.2. And this is just the progression from before. You might think the graphics degraded, it's just you're looking so far into the future, the red shift makes things look a little bit weirder. Oh, well, that didn't take so long. Cool. We got ourselves a colony ship. Now we can build some more lasers. Is there a 40-hour Amiga game? Yeah, those gold box games. They probably take 40 hours. Especially some of them. But yeah, the Pool of Radiance, Pools of Darkness. Well, they didn't all come out on Amiga, but some of them did. The Kryn series, you know those ones. Let's see. Some of the big RPGs, you know. So, let's launch. The Carrack has 2 fighters, 2 lasers, and a solar gen. I will want to send more, but this will get it started for a while. Some of the strategy games, yeah, for sure. But yeah, typically Atari games were, well, Atari, but yeah, Amiga games, same as thing, basically, were not always the longest, for sure. Hey there, Pixel! Why do bread slices hate warm weather? They find it too toasty. We've traveled back in the past. Alright, so Titan. We're colonizing Titan. Yeehaw. 107 days. It's a good thing there's an autopilot. Alright, off to Titan they go. So now, we'll build orbital lasers, and then I'll build a new Carrack. That's the priority. There's another laser. Thank you, Martians, for giving me a little bit of time. What was that? I missed it. More asteroids. The game is screaming for a modern reimagining. That'd be pretty cool. I'm sure this did lead into other games. There's a sequel to it, and probably Supremacy was, assuming it came out after this game, somewhat inspired by it, I would expect. It's got a nice style to it. It would certainly help if it had some better modern user interface stuff. A little bit of automation would be nice. I try. I put the name of the game and the release date and everything right there so that anybody that shows up in chat can see exactly what I'm playing. And I don't know, maybe 50-50 chance when someone shows up. They just see a weird looking game and go, what is this? Oh, by the way, how are the probes doing? Only 18 days to Neptune. What version am I playing? When did this game come out? Who are you? What channel is this? What's your name? What do you do for a hobby? Okay, the peon brought us another asteroid. Thank you. Is my soldier alive? That's the next one. Oops, not the Wave Rider. No. What am I doing? Just clicking all over the place. This game does have 3D combat. So good. What website is this? Well, you could be on Twitch or on YouTube, I suppose. That's a multiple choice question. Oh, I do want to build me a another nodule. We should be at our pop cap now. Yeah, we got to build more living space after the lasers are done. After that laser is done. Asteroids, Gonzales. Oh, Gonzales is more uranium. So good. Give me the uranium. I need it. I'm addicted. Alright, we got enough for 4 lasers now. I will send some of these to pump up the crew at Titan. I do think I still want to do that. Do I want to send 2 of them? Ah, sure. We can build more Gonzales if we need them easy enough. These guys are going to Titan to... Oh, no, it won't work. Never mind. It was a good idea. It was a great idea. But the problem with sending those ships to boost the population... Can you think of why this won't work? It worked at Leda because Leda is populated by humans. Therefore, the moon humans can go to Leda. But, sadly, Titan will not be humans. So you can't send humans to land there. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Sadly. But yeah, the boosting population by disassembling a ship is a nice idea. Just not gonna work on that base. I should check some of these harvesters. Make sure I haven't missed any. They're just sitting around having a nap. Back to... We're going to see Neptune's moons pretty soon. That'll be exciting, too. Alright, Harvester's doing fine, unless it's found an asteroid. Snatchy is fine. The Peasant... I guess it's fine, but we should probably repress it a little bit more. Alright, they're all working. No one's idling. Alright. Great. Fire all lasers. 7 killed. Good enough. Let's fight the last couple. The only way I would use the laser twice is if we killed, like, 5 or less. As long as I only have to do a couple combats, this is probably better than burning through 10 more uranium and a bunch of construction time for now. Maybe one day when I've got like hundreds of uranium, I'll change my mind, but you guys want to see this awesome 3D combat anyway, right? Plus, I still have never lost one. Oh no, Pixel! I didn't even think about that. Don't worry, you're in the stars watching. As long as you stay far away, you're fine. You don't have to render a polygon as long as you're in the background. Alright, that worked out. 1 laser, a couple battles with our fighter. I'm okay with that. And we still got 2 backups. How much do we have back at home? 3 lasers. 4 lasers. Where are our Gonzales? On the moon, on Leda. On Leda. Let's take one of the moon Gonzales, slap on a replacement laser, and send them over to Leda. It would be real sad to lose our uranium income now that we're finally getting it secured. Okay, neither of them have any uranium on them. Hold on, let me see. We've got 44 back at home. Oh, we're doing great! I'm so glad we can afford to build lots of lasers now. Maybe one day we won't have to send small, fast ships and we can just send big ships. Luke's evolved to a purple Ankylo. Ooh, getting better. Alright, Gonzales 3, bring me home some more uranium. Thank you. 24 days is a steal. Alright, and then we're just doing the old, same old. More lasers. Okay, I said after I built another laser, and I still have 3 in backup. Now I'm going to build that nodule, because we've got some nitrogen, not a ton, but you only need like 20, and this will let us bump up our population a bit. Looks like aluminum's still kind of low, honestly. I'm gonna build the extra carrick at some point. Wasn't that? That's what I was gonna do. The second carrick. We haven't got that far. Or no. Wait, did I? No, I didn't do that yet. Did I do what I said I was gonna do? Of course not. Duke Leto is still our only carrick. And he's on the way to Titan with the Titan base. Yeah. Totally sensible. So once we're done building stuff like the nodule and the lasers, we'll build a carrick. Snatch that asteroid. Oops, not go to Venus. Oh yeah, Thornum asked if we could mine a planet rather than an asteroid. I gotta remember to send one of my my grabbers out. We got another wave of probes coming here. Welcome to Neptune, everybody. It's been a long time since we did any probing. So our research guys have been sleeping on the job for way too long. Let's learn about Neptune. A full year of YouTube member? Wow. Thanks, Pixel. Pretty awesome. You're a cool tuber. That was the wrong one. How about this one? Welcome to Triton. Will we find an ocean on Triton? Oh, we didn't even research Neptune in that. They're just too fast at probing. Alright, research complete. Let's see how Neptune looks. Neptune, methanoid, also uranium, also platinum, copper, aluminum. So good resources, a long way away. And of course, mutations. Neptune is possibly the furthest away of any colonizable, I guess, planet. Real life colonization of a gas giant doesn't seem super likely, but, you know. Is Duke Leto a Dune reference? Oh, yes. So there should be more to research. Let's see, Triton and Nereid. The peasant made it to the asteroids. The peasant. And the last Neptune probe. Okay, good timing, really? Asteroids being mined, Triton researched. What do we get at Triton? Ooh, finally! This is the first chromium we've ever seen. So this is, like, possibly a mandatory colony. If we need chromium, this is perhaps the only place you can get it. How do you only have 800 points? Hold on a sec. Just 1 second. Let me just check the currency counter here. It's probably because you're not around for all the live streams. That's when all the big points come out. But I can't have you being a red Ankylo, that's for sure. Let's say, oh, we'll say that's fair. It'll take a second to update. But, let's see how that does. Just give it a second. If anyone complains, send them to Old Blue. I'll deal with it. Alright. Sorry, future tubers. Just had to deal with a very important update to someone in chat that's been around on the channel for, I don't know, a long time. It takes about 10 minutes to update. You won't be a green Ankylo, don't worry. Can't have you be... Actually, you might be a green Ankylo, I don't know. Point is, you can't be a red Ankylo. You're way too evolved to be red. That's for the new viewers. Okay, so... Sorry about that, future tubers. Nothing to worry about. Where were we? We were looking at cool new colonies, right? Triton? Yeah, so we're gonna have to colonize that. Not right now, but, you know, eventually. Everything else is working away. Take it or leave it. Did I take it? Nope. If you click too quickly, I feel like the bounding boxes on some of the buttons is a little bit wonky. If you ever notice me clicking on something and it not working, it does seem like the whatever you call it, like the hit zone for your mouse is a little bit weird. Classic Amiga problem. Gonzales 3 and 4. Wrong one. Right one. Wrong one. There we go. And then over in Leda. Wrong one. Right one. I should always send the second bay rather than the first bay, so it makes more sense coming in and out. Replacement laser. So speaking of sending out the second bay, we've got another over 20 uranium. Good enough for me. Send them back. They've been real busy going back and forth between Leda and the moon base. They've been doing a good job. And we won't send any more lasers for a little bit. We should be okay. Peon, mining away. Did I... I keep clicking the wrong button. Alright, let's try this again. That's the wrong ship. Uh-oh. Now I can't remember. SCV, alright. Messed this all up. Please take it back to the moon. It would be great if you could automate that one. Seeing as there's only one base you can produce, like you can manufacture. Sage Ankylo. I like that. Wisp and built my nodule. I built myself a nodule. Make sure you work on your old nodule as well. Okay, so back at base, now we have up to 400 humans. At least, you know, 2 years since the apocalypse on Earth. You know, we've gone from 100 humans to about 300 or 400. Could be worse. Oh, I missed Nereid. And after the nodule, we're gonna build a Carrack. Oh yeah, another big boy. How's the resources looking after that? Definitely not enough for our next colony ship, but otherwise decent. Don't forget that even manning the Carrack takes 80 of our population as well, so it's nice to have a nice stockpile. Oops. Double click. Okay, Snatchy. I'm gonna send you to a different place to try to mine. I don't know if it works. I kind of would suspect it doesn't, but I'm not gonna send you to the asteroids. We're gonna do some science with Snatchy. The aliens terrorize the chat. Oh no! That's too bad. Just like when they destroyed all my stuff on Leda base and they stole all my uranium, blew up my power generator, and really messed me up. Just like that, basically. Okay, so where should we try? Let's go to Earth first, but if we can't mine at Earth, I will also try at a place that has obviously minerals, like somewhere that we could have gone with a colony ship, but Earth is just really close by. For science. Peon and research. Alright, well, Nereid, unfortunately, is a tiny piece of rock. I don't know if this is true in real life, but apparently, as far as Neptune goes, Nereid is a piece of crap, and Triton is amazing. The only place to get chromium in the entire solar system. We'll be in Pluto in 4 months or so. The last two planets to probe. How's our Carrack's about halfway done. Okay, Snatchy. So Earth does not look so good. Gotta say. Can't land on base. Yeah, I think just the way the system is built, it just grabs asteroids. It goes into like kind of a searching mode. Like you can see these guys scanning asteroids. I don't think it's ever going to do that in orbit. And if you land it on a planet, it either lands in a base or it won't land. So I'm pretty confident that we can only mine at the asteroids. But it's a nice idea. If anyone ever makes a remake, Nereid or Neptune 2 is the 3rd largest moon. Of all known moons in the solar system, it has the most eccentric orbit. Well, that's pretty awesome. Let's go Neptune facts. Moon facts with me, BlueAnkylo. I also like the idea that the asteroid belt is infinite, and we just keep taking asteroids back every couple days. Alright, we got our Carrack. So, does anyone have a good name for the Carrack? The first one was Duke Leto, or Duke Leto. We want Nostromo, maybe? Oh, yeah, might be okay with that, yeah. Goodbye, 300... Goodbye, 80 humans. Time to join the crew. And, you did suggest that before. That's okay. I'll go with that. Nostromo it is. Now, I don't need to send it anywhere at this exact second. It will either be for our next colony ship with a, you know, generator, which maybe I'll build another generator. No, no, don't do that. Cancel. It'll either be to carry a generator and fighters to the next colony, or I'll send it to, say, later or something to deliver, you know, a big batch of lasers. Because we could bring like 10 lasers with us and then never have to worry about that again. Ooh, oh boy. One thing I did mean to do, and it's easy to forget, it's super easy to forget, is every time we had enough uranium, I was going to send it home. Oh, never mind. It's so easy to do that. Leda only has 20. Home base has 50. Alright, alright. Gonzales made it to the moon. That's got uranium on it. Come on down. You think with all this uranium we'd be able to build some nukes? Yeah, we've got a pretty good uranium stockpile right now. Build some more lasers, I'll start feeling better. I mean, I'm feeling better already. Don't worry. Things slowed down a little bit there for a while, but, you know, we're getting better. Well, we're bogged down with a million of these guys. I'm going to cut it back down from 8 to like 4. I don't think we're going to need that many anymore. And it'll save me a lot of time. Just want to get some points and then run for it. Just gamble a couple more times, Pixel. Just got to get that jackpot. That'll put you over 10,000 if you get a jackpot, I think. Alright, Wisp. And then another laser. We're going to be building a lot of lasers, so don't need to shout it out too much. I think for now, yeah, I don't want as many grazers. It's slowing it down too much. I don't think we need them anymore. Like, there was a nice early game rush, and some of them is still fine, but like, it's still better to have them. Like, if you're just trying to play optimally, you get more resources the more harvesters you have. But unlike StarCraft, where you click once and they go back and forth until the minerals are exhausted, I have to click everything over and over and over again. And although that would get us more aluminum, we got other things to build anyway, so it's okay. I think I've convinced myself not to keep going with all these. We've got a really good stash of platinum and copper anyway, and that was the main reason I was doing it in the first place, was to get copper and platinum. So I think they serve their purpose. Maybe I'll just keep like 2 or something. I don't know. Just think of how much faster this game will go if I didn't have to do this like 8 times every 20 days.
Good evening, citizens of Earth.
Alright, how many do we have left? Grabby? We're never going to disassemble Grabby. I guess we have 4 left. I think I'm going to keep Grabby and Snatchy, my 2 favorite. But Peasant and Villager, they're going to get disassembled. Send them to the scrapyard. Yeah, it's not, I'm not really surprised. You know, the game's, I didn't expect it to be super easy. I just, you know, we got ambushed pretty bad by those Martians, and I think if you probably knew what you were doing, you probably would have got the uranium a little bit quicker than I did, and then it would have been totally fine, and you would have had the lasers, you know, I don't know, a couple months earlier or something, and then it would have been totally fine. But I was just not quite fast enough, and we had a bad couple attacks.
My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer. The more contact I have with humans,
I mean, I knew the lasers were going to save the day. I just couldn't get them out in time. Grabby, snatchy, and peasant. The best. Alright, and the peasant is back. That's the last one for him, too. It's also nice, like, we're not really losing resources here. One thing this game does really nicely is, like, if you look at our resources right now, like, say, titanium, 1669, and, well, okay, not quite like that. Hold on. We gotta drop things off first, and then I'll show it. Well, we can do it from here. So, titanium. 1709, and then scrap. Not only do we get the humans, the crew back, we get the 10 titanium you used to build it. I think it's a 1-to-1. I'm pretty sure it's a 1-to-1 scrap, which is something that games rarely give you. You usually just get a 50% or less build back. The wiki says the first part of the game is the rush against time, yeah. Hopefully that part's over and now we're just sort of having fun colonizing and eventually smacking Mars down. Okay, production, more lasers, you got it. We got 5 lasers here. We have 2 lasers on the way to the Titan base, which is not a lot. We've got 3 speedsters on the moon. We should probably keep moving the lasers out as we build them, because you don't want to run out. Leda has 3, the new base will have 2, and the home base has 5. Well, more than that, really, if we just keep building them. I'm going to keep building them for a little bit longer, but I'm probably going to send... Probably will send the Carrack with a big batch over to Leda. But I want to see... I guess maybe what I want to see is... in about a month, how much uranium we get out of Titan. Because if this thing gives us more uranium than Leda, I don't even care about Leda anymore. If this thing gives us, like, you know, 3 tons per turn or something, right? I doubt it, but you know, gotta try. Can other bases make lasers? No. The only manufacturing base is the first base, unfortunately. It's kind of too bad. It would be more complicated shifting resources around, but it would be nice if we could just build them in other places. The moon base is the only big one. The other ones have no research and no manufacturing. You know what? We're going to keep Grabby, but Snatchy's going to get retired. Every time I have to go through this process, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think it's much more value. Like, I know we need stuff from asteroids. Well, that's what I mean. I don't think we need them anymore. Hold up. Fire lasers. Kill a lot of them, please. 5, whatever. Kill more. Maybe I'll regret using double laser, but... Alright. We've still got 1 reserve, but we definitely need to start flying more over. The YouTube stream is, yeah. If you look at the YouTube stream name carefully, same on Twitch, really, it's like Xenonauts episode 39 question mark? It might have turned into Xenonauts, you never know. If I'd had a bad time for the first couple hours, I would have dropped it, but I'm having a good time. Okay, well, we just used those lasers. Let's load up some more. I'm gonna send 3 more right now. I know I could send the Carrick, but the Carrick would go half the speed. And we'll switch to him later. Who needs big ships when you can just build 10 faster ships? Yeah, it's kind of like some of those old KOTOR earlier PC minigames for sure. It's not terrible, it's just some parts are a little bit brutal. Remember the KOTOR game we had to race? Not pod racing, but I guess it was kind of like pod racing. That was a terrible minigame. There's so many bad minigames in old games. Alright, more lasers on the way. What was that? Speaking of lasers on the way... Snatchy. When he comes home, we're gonna give him a... Oh. When he gets home, we're gonna unfortunately have to give him the bad news that he's getting disassembled. But like, when we're not doing all the asteroid stuff, boy do things go a lot faster. And that's kind of what I want to see now. Oops. What did we do? Alright, all of our... Yeah. See, look how fast they got there. They got delayed in no time. Just like that. Bam! 3 more. Wrong place. Should probably send more uranium back, also. Look at that full cargo load of uranium. Deal. So fiercely clicking. Alright, now I've got a lot of Wave Riders over here. I'm just gonna leave one of them on that base I was actually looking at. I'm just gonna send the rest home again. These guys are so speedy, I love it. I actually really do like these guys. 19 days is darn fast for space travel. Honestly, even in our current time frame, if you could get from Earth's moon to friggin' Jupiter in 19 days, you are doing amazing. You'd probably just crash into it, you're going so fast. Because isn't it like, technically you can get from Earth to Mars in 3 months, but you're going so fast you die? So it takes like 3 months of acceleration and then 3 months of deceleration, or else you just crash into it. So it's like at least a 6-month trip or more, depending on like, you know, angles and, you know, the Kerbal Space stuff. Swoop Racing, that was the name of it, yeah. All fun and games until you hit a barrier and then you lose. There's no way to get back to it. Alright, Snatchy. You did a good job. We're on a giant spaceship right now. I like that, yeah. I heard one of those cool, like, Phase 2 or Phase 3 civilization things is like, instead of just building spaceships, you have a way of moving your planet around, or your entire solar system. Like, theoretically, you can move, or you can influence the direction of your star with the right technology. So instead of, like, building spaceships, you just take your star wherever you're going, if you can, which would be pretty darn cool. Yeah, Kurzgeist talked about that. I've heard of it before. Kurzgeist is like cool stuff, kind of built for not, I don't want to say not quite as nerdy as people as I am, because I like to dig into the details more. So I'm more likely to watch like a TED Talk or read a book about it, but yeah, I've seen that as well. It's a little bit more geared towards your average person than some of the more science fiction-y people. I might be a little bit more nerdy than average. What game is this? What game are we playing here? Building a moon base on some 1989 Amiga game? Interesting. Alright. We do need some more research, but it's going to take a while to get to Pluto or Charon. Other than that, I just want to finish building as many lasers as we can. We've got a nice stockpile now. What we should do is probably send a couple more to Titan. When will that actually arrive? Oh! Speaking of Titan, what a convenient situation. Bam, Titan. Let's have a look at Titan. Sure, you can't land until the other one lands. Alright, now there's a space station you can land. Okay, second colony. Woo! Party! It might not have a lot of power right now, but if we unload the Carrack that we sent over, which has some cool stuff, actually loaded up with goodies. Right. Ship's environment is not compatible with that of the base. You can't scrap. The crew would all die, so they're not letting me do that, which is fine because that was an accidental misclick. So now, bam, let there be power. But look at how much less power the Mark 10 gives us than at home. This is way out in Saturn, and the Mark 10, the best we can do, 1,367. Now that's still overkill for a small colony, but the Mark 4 probably wouldn't have cut it. Our home base gives us 35,000 with the same one. So, interesting. We definitely don't want the Martians to destroy it. Heck, the Mark 1 that it gets for free doesn't give them enough to man their life support. Okay, but the most important question. Yes! Double uranium! Good platinum, pretty good silver, and a ton of nitrogen. That was a really good base. The Mark 6 might be better than the Mark 10. Like Might and Magic 6? Maybe. If you weren't here earlier, the Mark 3 exploded and destroyed half our base once at the beginning of the game. But I believe that was more of a one-time story event than anything else. Right, 50 personnel. So it's still going to take a little while before we can get that going, but... Oh, by the way. What happens if you send humans to Titan? They become nitroids. And they have now mutated a little bit. It kind of looks like they have a stalk on their head. So that's interesting. I wonder what the capacity of nitroids in the space would be, given that they might breathe nitrogen now somehow. Sounds a little fishy to me. Anyway, good. Lots of good resources coming. And it's a long way away. So I probably want to send a good supply of lasers here, just because of how far away it is. And we have wave riders on the way back to the main base. So they will load up and ship off as soon as they get there. Because we got some here. All the lasers. Now they want to destroy me. Well, yeah. I sure hope they don't end up like the Martians. I need their silver. That's not what I wanted to build, dang it. Well, you know, we're gonna get an extra nodule at some point. Now I've spent the money on it already, or the resources on it already. Yeah, we had enough nitrogen at this point. Not so bad. Alright, they made it. Did they? Wait. Oh, they're in orbit, of course. Yes. Blue, you've got to land on the moon before you can actually see their supplies. It's sure not automated. Alright. Oh, the Grazer, by the way. The Snatchy. I forgot about him. Thanks for your resources. I appreciate that. You're now dismantled. Now, Wave Riders. You need to pick up some lasers. And you're going to get there a lot quicker than those old junky Carracks, at least. This guy brought some presents, though. Thank you. I'll trade you 1 orbital laser for 50 uranium. Great deal. Alright, these guys need to get over to Titan. It's a heck of a lot faster than it was for the colony ship, at least. But that's still a long time to be less defended than I might prefer. Alright, they're off. Now what? For now, build lasers. We can build another colony ship if we want, but we need lots of defense for it. We'll want to build a couple more fighters, lots of lasers, and we have a Carrack ready to go if that's what I want. There will be some story events at some point. Good thing I sent more lasers, right? Okay, 7's enough. Let's do our old favorite minigame. Shooting at polygons in a vacuum. Alright, we just gotta kill 2 more. Should be fine. If the laser always shot down 7, I'd probably be happy, honestly. The problem is sometimes it shoots down like 3. But 7 out of 10, that's fine. Assuming I can still click a little bit. You know, I can't click super slowly or I don't have enough time, but... Get out of here, you mutant freaks. This is 1989. No one is offended by calling mutants freaks at this time. Alright, get out of my base. Okay, we only used 1 laser. We might want to send some reinforcements soonish. And I just sent all the Wave Riders to Titan. So I think it would be worth it to take our current stocks of uranium and get back to the moon to pick up another one at least. And heck, I might want to build more of these Wave Riders. They seem really useful for at least this point in the game. Maybe. It'll be a lot more efficient to send Carracks if you're sending full loads instead of just 1 laser at a time, but... You know, we'd need like 10 lasers for that. Alright, we got a mine, an asteroid, and we're building lasers. So many lasers. So I think I'll just keep the 1 asteroid miner going, just for old time's sake. Even if we don't need him anymore, technically. We've got 36 uranium still. Let's see, how long to Pluto? We can get to Pluto in this episode. Sure is nice to have a little break, though. Oops. Alright, so we do want to send another laser back to Leda, just to make sure... Oh, I should check Titan every now and then to make sure we've got enough... Like, once we get the population up, we want to be able to turn on the mine there, because I could be wasting resources, technically. Hard to remember. There's no note. There's no pop-up for, hey, by the way, you can turn the mine on. We are getting a good stock of these lasers, though. It will definitely be time to start sending them in bulk rather than one at a time soon. I'm sure that's the idea for the late game, is just have a bunch of Carracks transporting bulk stuff around. No, not Titan. Later. 20 days, not bad. Alright, what was I going to do? I just said something and then I forgot about it. Oh, yeah. Titan. How are we doing here? 39, still not enough. So it's going to be a few more days. I went back to the moon again, but it's going to be a few more days before we can turn this on. We need 50 nitroids. But then, this is tripling basically our almost tripling our uranium income, and finally some new resources. Old man Grabby, still working hard. No retirement for Grabster. It's interesting that you give them a name, which would make sense for differentiating them, but on the screen where you have to select them amongst a bunch of other ships, this screen, it shows them by their class name. So if you have 3 grazers, they just all say Grazer, Grazer, Grazer. Which, this would be the place where the actual ship name would make the most sense. Wouldn't it? Don't argue with 1989 programming, Blue. They didn't know good interface design yet. Someone did this with a assembly editor or something. Probably. You're going to the asteroids. Lucky if they had assembly. Hey, Pluto! We actually may get to the last couple probes. You know, what's interesting? I did look at an interesting NASA picture a while back. I forget the name of the probe that went by. I think it was like last year or the last couple years. We're in 2020 right now, future tubers. You know, if you're in the apocalypse, you've lost access to all this cool technology. But somewhere around 2019 or so, right? They had a flyby with a better camera on the Scout, and we got our best pictures of Pluto that we ever had. It's better than this, but this game was made in 1989, where that's probably about the best we knew about Pluto. Like, this probably isn't that inaccurate for 1989. We knew where it was and what it was made of approximately, but we'd never gotten a good picture of it because it's just too far away. Anyway, just kind of a neat little detail, right? Certainly didn't know that it was brown or anything. And then they made it not even a real planet. Lame. Alright, so should we go colonize Pluto? What do you think? We could go colonize Pluto! It's full of uranium and platinum, and it's a good thing in the real world. Pluto is full of methane and sulfur, and maybe in 1989 they just didn't know. They didn't know. I don't think I'm going to be in a rush to colonize Pluto, but you know, it's there. It just takes like over a year to get one ship to get there. just about a year, that's all. And the final probe, for now anyway. Well, if Pluto's colonizable, how about Charon? What do we got? Oh, unusable. Insignificant little piece of rock. See? They always knew that Charon was a satellite and Pluto was a planet that was worth colonizing. See, you know, the 1989 guys, they knew what was going on. Don't go to Charon. Chiron, or whatever you want to, however you want to say it. Go to Pluto. So anyway, now we have all the information, and clearly the only place with chromium is Triton. Now we know for sure. And that's the only resource we have zero access to right now, between Leda and Titan, and the moon, and the asteroids. But yeah. For now, it's going to take a fair while. Maybe it's time again, actually, to check. Yeah, we missed it by a couple days, but not too bad. Boom! Get those resources going. Our first income of silver, bigger income of uranium, nitrogen, all the good stuff. Like, I don't know how much we're going to need of any of that, but at this point, we're actually at kind of a waiting period now, where I think to get the game to progress, we either need more colonies or just more time to pass. If we check the log, I don't know what the CTR percentage there is. That may be kind of your story progress or something, but I think we need, like, this page to increase. Colonies, population, CTR, whatever CTR is. But there's not a lot else to do. Like, we've done all the research that we can research right now. There's nothing else sitting around here. We've got lasers, fighters, we got the Mark 10 generators, we've got nodules and bunkers, we can build Carracks, we've built a couple Psyoses and Wave Riders, you know, we've got all this stuff. We've researched everything we can. So, what do we do next? I mean, build up, lots of lasers, of course, but not a direct... The game's not really telling me where to go next, basically. Where are all my Gonzales on the way out places? Sure. I'd like to have... Well, I don't know. I'd like to have probably one more Carrack and a couple more Gonzales, because they seem really useful for getting stuff around quick. So I'll probably build some more of that once, you know, once I run out of uranium. I mean, speaking of Gonzales, they landed right as I was talking about them. $40 uranium, not bad. It does look like one Wave Rider pretty much can handle Leda. Like, Leda is close enough, and the resources it supplies are kind of not that important, that we can probably just ship this guy back and forth, sending one laser every time to keep it safe, and just loading up on uranium every time. It doesn't even get maxed out. Like, no need to use the Carracks. We can just, unless we want this other stuff, which I don't think it matters too much right now, we can just send this one guy. XCOM 2 is not an SNES RPG, so not that one. XCOM 2 is definitely a PC game. Okay. Launch. Gonzales back to the moon. Or is it? Alright, everything else went to Titan. Good. This was also quite helpful for me because I didn't want to risk Titan getting attacked. Like, sometimes when we made the Leda base, the Martians attacked it really quickly. Now, I don't know if that was just RNG or, you know, the game just screwed me over. But this time, Titan base is pretty well protected. 2 fighters is probably enough. We've never lost one at this point, somehow. But now we're going to have quite a few more lasers. 5 lasers seems pretty good. That should survive quite a few attacks. At least in theory. Unless they get bigger ships. But I don't think they get bigger ships. I mean, we'll find out, I'm sure. Technically, all games are role-playing. I can see where you're going with that. That's not crazy. I'll leave the Wave Riders here for a little bit. We can let the Wave Riders take back some of the early shipment, but I want them back. Well, I'll leave like, I don't know, I'll leave like one of them. But I want a couple Wave Riders back on my home base, just so that we can send, I'll just leave the one, it's fine. Basically, I want to be able to ship those lasers around in a pinch. If we get into a bad situation, it's more important to be able to launch from the moon, because the moon can manufacture lasers, and no one else can. And it does take quite a while, so better to have the ships there, I think. Let the Carrack fill up on resources if I need them. Is that my last laser? Nope. This one will be my last laser for a while. But just think of all the uranium we're getting now. Although we're out at our home base, now Titan is getting boatloads of uranium. And Leda is still giving us some. Not inconsequential. So now I think we're finally at the position where we're definitely going to outproduce. I could probably do 2 lasers per Martian attack with very little risk. Like, we should be able to replace them with no trouble. Finally. And I might as well finish building the nodule, although it's a slow build. That will let my home base get up to 500, so why not? We're getting relatively close to capping again. And after that, well, we could build another colony ship. If we do that, we'll need to build a couple more fighters and another Mark 10 generator, you know, all that stuff. Starting to feel like we've got the mid-game under control. Did I not pick it up? Yeah. Now, please go back. So I guess future tubers, you know, we're about an hour in, and we just got through a bit of a bottleneck. Pretty happy with how things are looking right now. I think this is another batch of uranium. We can build 5 more. Not that button. Just press auto blue. That's 4 more anyway. For the first time, we could actually load up safely. I think we could load up the Carrack with a bunch of lasers, because I think they weigh 50 each. So we could theoretically really bring a nice load with us. Like, you want some lasers? We can bring some lasers. We're not going to do that, but it's nice. All right, we're going to end the episode here. Like I said, I think we're at a point where we've pretty much got control of the main game, and we're going to need some events. And I know there's lots of events still to come. We're going to need more events. So in the next episode, we will probably build another colony ship or 2, get our spread. We should almost certainly get a base started on Triton, because I'm sure we'll need chromium eventually, and it's going to take forever to get there. So get chromium, and then other than that, if there's any resource that looks important, I don't really have a base that makes copper yet. So I'd like to get somewhere that has copper, seeing as I'm not really doing asteroids anymore so much. We've got uranium under wraps, platinum looks okay, silver looks okay. But, you know, copper would be nice, chromium would be probably important, and any other resources like that we might need, basically, just to prepare for winning, you know. So let's call that an episode. Thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.